Hello everyone, this is Dan, your resident Digimon fan. Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about a new mobile game which is coming up for Digimon. It's called Digimon Up, and I've seen a few things floating around for this one, and there's a bit of hype building behind it, and it does seem kind of interesting, but I did also want to take a quick trip down memory lane of the previous Digimon mobile games and what sort of expectations we should be having when it comes to Digimon Up. So here we are on the official website for Digimon Up, and we're going to go through this and give a quick summary of what Digimon Up actually is. So we've got here a new mobile game, Digimon Up, coming 2026. Pre-register now, so you can go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store and you can pre-register your interest for the app. And there's a campaign at the moment where if you get a certain number of registrations, I think there are some support Digimon we can unlock, but we'll go through that in just a moment. It says here, a Digimon journey that moves with your life, whatever that means. They said similar things about the Vital Bracelet, to be fair. An all-new mobile game is coming soon. Follow our official social media to get the latest news. I don't really go on social media, so I shan't be doing that. So there's a couple of things here. We've got coming in 2026 Digimon Up, and then there's some information here about pre-registration. So it says here, an all-new mobile game, blah, blah, blah. Pre-registrations are open. Get items based on the total number of pre-registrations. So if we hit 10,000, we get skill card summon ticket times 150. 30,000 will be a supporter summon ticket times 150, and 50,000 get Digi Emeralds times 1,000, and at 100,000 you get Gekomon as a support Digimon. So I don't know an awful lot about what a support Digimon is in the context of this game, or really what the game is at all. So let's just briefly look at the trailer. I've seen this once or twice. It's still not entirely clear what the mechanics of the game are, but what we can gather from the trailer and the screenshots that have been released so far is that it's it's basically a V pet, right? You're going to be raising a Digimon in this nice new sprite style. These are new sprites, I believe, so they do look pretty good. So you can see Agumon there. And the intention would be that you would be able to raise that Digimon. I believe you can only have one at a time. I'm not sure if that's confirmed, but from everything that I've seen, seems as though you can only have one partner Digimon, and then you would have the support Digimon that would help you out in a battle. But you can see there's lots of sprites there, which is pretty cool. So there's going to be a lot of the classics, I guess, in this app. Potential for nostalgia bait, I suppose, which is slightly concerning, but that's what we're dealing with. And then you can see reach 100,000 pre-registration there. So if we go back to the main part of the website, and it will go through what the game is. So each Digimon is unique. Be sure to pick the right partner for you. And you can see here we have Agumon, Gavamon, Biomon, Tentomon, Palmon, Gomamon, Palmon, Gatomon. Interestingly, obviously the rest of these are rookies, but Gatomon is a champion, so interesting choice. Instead of Salamon would have made more sense if you ask me. Then you have Vmon and Geomon. So, pretty standard. You've got the Digimon Adventure starters, and then you've got Vmon and Geomon, kind of what you would expect. Down here it says feed and train your partner to make them stronger, and you've got Gabumon there eating some food, kind of cute artwork. Keep digivolving until you reach Mega Digivolution. So you've got the full chain there from Botamon all the way up to War Greymon down there. I don't know why they've blurred them out. It's going to be interesting to see whether there will be branching paths in the Digivolutions. I think I read somewhere that there won't be, and that basically, if you choose the Botamon egg, you will end up with War Greymon. That's just the way that it goes. I'm not sure if that is true. I may be wrong on that one, but that's what I had read. Raise and battle Digimon. Claim victory. So you can see here, it looks like some sort of 3v3 thing, but I think this is misrepresentative of what the game actually is. So we will have a look at some screenshots in a moment. Enjoy tons of familiar treasures, including Digimon cards and Digivices. So these cards look cool. They're like the Hyper Colosseum original Digibattle card game. So that's pretty nice. It'll be interesting to see how this interfaces with the battle system. We've got the two videos there. Basically, it's the same video, but one has the pre-registration campaign. And then app info. As you can see, it's a free-to-play game offering in-app purchases. It claims to be a monster raising RPG. So it's monster raising, But whether you can call it an RPG, I don't know. That might be pushing it, if you ask me. App Store, Google Play, 2026 TBD. So what concerns me about this game is that it's obviously going to be a free-to-play gacha game. If we go to the With the Will website, when we're looking at this stuff here around the pre-registrations, you've got summon tickets, right? And if you've played any mobile gacha game before now, if you haven't, congratulations, you've avoided a hellscape of mobile gaming. But if you have, you'll be immediately familiar with this terminology. So gacha games on mobile are basically gambling games. You can use real money to buy summon tickets or summons of some description and roll the dice to see if you can get the thing that you want from that. I have played a few gacha games before. I've not really been a big spender. The most I spent on a gacha game was probably about. I did spend about £200 on the Ni no Kuni Crossworlds gacha game, which I regret, quite frankly. But there was a social element to that game, and I love the Ni no Kuni brand, so they kind of got me on that one. But that did kind of sting me. Also played a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis as well, but again, didn't spend any money on that. The concern I have with gacha games is that they are obviously by nature very predatory, so they are designed to make you want to spend your money, which makes complete sense because that's their entire business model. It's a free app, they've got to make their money somehow. That makes sense, but usually it's such a ridiculous amount of money for such a limited amount of stuff that it's usually just not worth it, if you ask me. You can have some fun with free-to-play gacha games. I had fun with the Pokemon TCG Pocket for a time, not paying any money. That was okay, opening packs and whatnot, but I'm not sure how much that's going to hold up in this game. So I guess, if we're going to think about what you could possibly want to spend money on, we should at least look at what the game actually is. So here are some screenshots that With the Wills pulled out from the Play Store and the Apple Store. So here we can see some sort of single player dungeon by the looks of it. So this guy over here, well, you got timer first of all at the top, 39 seconds, defeat Pico Devimon 1, so that's Demi Devimon in English. We can see down here we've got some sort of tamer, presumably that's us. The main Digimon down here is Metal Greymon level 91. And then there's 3 Digimon behind this guy, which I believe probably are the supporter Digimon. So your main partner is here, and then your supporters are the ones that would help out in battle. We have here the Demi Devimon, or Pico Devimon, I guess, who is the main opponent that we're dealing with. And down here, we have some cards. It looks like there's 5 slots. 3 of the slots have been used, and you can see down here, presumably you can spend the cards in order to use them in battle. It's not clear what exactly they do, but I suppose we will find out soon enough. So down here as well, we've got this, which looks like it's a speed indicator, so you can increase the speed of battle, which is usually a good thing. I'm not going to complain about that. It says no entry fee will be deducted if you give up. However, you will not receive any dungeon rewards. So this sort of reminds me of the Ni no Kuni Crossworlds, which I mentioned before, where every day you could enter these varying difficulties of dungeons with your equipment and try to defeat the boss, and you'll get like loot and stuff. Rolls of dice at some loot from defeating that boss. After the first free one, you would have to pay some sort of currency, which, there'll be about 1 billion currencies in this, I can only imagine, to then go into the dungeon again. And so that's what this looks like to me. It's saying you can give up, but you won't get anything, and your entry fee will not be refunded. Typical gacha game stuff. Next, we have the Battle Terminal. This looks like you're probably playing against other people, presumably online and not just in person, because that would be a bit strange. But it says here, Battle Terminal, 57 seconds left. We have Wargreymon versus Metal Garurumon, and then there's a whole host of supporter Digimon here. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each side. So what have we got? We've got Digitamimon, Gotsumon, not entirely clear who this is. We have Frigimon and Meramon. And then on this side we have Numamon, Icemon, I think it's called Jagamon, Monzimon and Blue Meramon. So pretty cool to see all these different support Digimon. It would be nice to collect them. I think that probably is going to limit, though, the partners that we can have, which is a real shame. It would be nicer if anything that could be a supporter could also be a partner, but I guess it's too early days. We don't know that yet. Maybe there will be updates and they will make changes. Then down here again, we've got those 5 cards that we saw before. And it says here, a matchup is in progress. You can see the results 5 seconds after start, which does concern me, because it's almost like saying you are not personally participating in the battle. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Next, we have the training side of things. So we've got Agumon on a treadmill in some kind of nice apartment in the digital world by the looks of it. It says up here, a timer, 6 minutes and 55 seconds remaining, presumably, for the training. It's just like everything in a gacha game. It'll be on a cooldown where you can use it for free every time the cooldown expires, or you can pay money to speed it up. It's the typical sort of stuff I would expect from this. And then under here, we have some sort of skill tree of some description. So presumably, you can train your Digimon through these skill trees, and that will help make them more powerful. Here's another training screenshot. So we've got Gabumon here with a punching bag. The time is at 7 minutes 38. And it says training underway, sandbag, course A, level 2. And then you've got some additional parts of the skill tree down here. There's also this currency down here, some sort of tickets with an electric symbol, 6,350. So some sort of currency presumably used for training. If we go back to the pre-registration page, you can see that these are different kinds of tickets. So skill card summon tickets are green, supporter summon tickets are purple, then you've got the emeralds, whatever the heck they do. And these are some sort of orange tickets. So it looks like, just like every other gacha game in existence, there'll be about 1 million different currencies to confuse you and to help you. Basically, it's to make you lose your awareness of what everything costs in real world money. That's what these things are designed to do. Here we've got the choose partner side of things. So we don't know, or certainly I don't know, whether this is just something you do the first time you set up, or whether you can end up with different partners as you go on, multiple partners, or maybe your Digimon has a life cycle and eventually is reborn and you have to choose a new partner. We have no idea at this stage, but this is what it looks like. You've got these eggs down here. So there's 12 eggs, which I think is the same number of Digimon that they showed before. No, interestingly, they show 10 here. So there's going to be at least 2 more in addition to these 5, I would posit, seeing as there's 10 different eggs down here. So that's good. You know, a bit more variety. Probably just the basic stuff like Armadillomon, Renamon, you know, stuff from the anime I would expect. So from what I can tell, this is all we know so far on Digimon Up. It's coming at some point in 2026. It's going to be a free-to-play gacha game, and that's it, pretty much. So what should we be looking out for with this? So I've sort of already mentioned some of my concerns when it comes to gacha games, comparing it to the ones that I had played previously, so the Ni no Kuni one, the Ever Crisis one, and TCG Pocket for Pokemon as well. I always have concerns because these games are designed to be frustrating to play and usually to be unsatisfying without spending money. And that does worry me, but it wouldn't be the first time that Bandai have done a free-to-play gacha game. So here's a quick history lesson for you. This is a game called Digimon Crusader in Japan, Digimon Heroes outside of Japan. It first launched on iOS in Japan in 2012. Android in 2013 in Japan, and then we got Australia, North America, and EU in 2015 and 2016. This was a card RPG mobile game, and that shut down in Japan in 2014. So 2 years after it launched in Japan, and it shut down in the rest of the world in 2017. So it's pretty much 2 years because it's January to December. So they ran this game for about 2 years before they shut it all down. So of course this app had in-app purchases. There were currency, some sort of currency you could buy in order to get new Digimon cards, because this is a card RPG. So anyone that spent money on the app, obviously once the service was shut down, you don't get any of that back. It's just money that you've spent, which, you know, is fine, you do you, but just something to bear in mind. So next we have Digimon Links, some sort of RPG. Just to let you know, I didn't play any of these games, and I'm sure there are people that have footage on YouTube and are more knowledgeable about what the games are specifically, but we're just focused on, you know, the history of Digimon free-to-play games, so that we have some context for Digimon Up. So Digimon Links was first released in Japan in 2016 and later released in 2017 to the rest of the world, and was shut down in 2019 July, so just under 2 years. Of course, this game also had a microtransaction system in it and a gacha system, so you could spend money on stones, I think they were, Digistones of some description, which you could use for summons and revives and things like that. So next up was Digimon Re-Arise. This one was released in 2018 in Japan, 2019 for the rest of the world, and shut down in 2022, so it did last slightly longer than some of these other games, but still between 2 and 3 years, not a huge amount of time. And my understanding of this game is that A, first of all, people really liked it, so that's fair enough, but B, that the monetization was particularly egregious, with some bundles costing up to like £100, $100, that sort of thing. Again, I can't speak to whether that is entirely accurate because I didn't play it myself, but my understanding is that people could spend a lot of money on this game, and of course once it's shut down, that money is all gone. Next is Digimon New Century, which is a China exclusive game that has been going for the longest and is also still running. So it officially launched in 2021 October, and it is still active to this day, which is pretty good going. And the reason it's probably still active to this day is because it's not a sole Bandai project. This is co-developed with Kixia Interactive Entertainment, and Bandai Namco Interactive Shanghai, and published by Tencent. So that will probably be the one reason why it's still going, is because it's Tencent's money, not just Bandai's money. This one I don't have too much information on, but I do understand that, again, lots of egregious microtransactions, the sort of thing you would expect. Finally, the most recent one is Digimon Source Code, which was another Chinese exclusive game that's co-developed between Bandai and Baidu Games, and published by Bandai themselves. But this was released in April 2025 and shut down in January 2026, so it lasted less than a year. I don't know if there were microtransactions in this one, to be honest. I don't know anything about it, but that is not a long time to keep an app up. So you can see there is somewhat of a commitment problem that Bandai have with these mobile games. So this is kind of where we are with Digimon Up. I mean, I think that the sprites are cute, and they've definitely put the sprite work in to try and lure people in that liked the original V-Pets, to try and make them, you know, invest in this app. We've all been asking for something like this, especially since the Vital Bracelet, another Bandai venture, of course, was shut down, which did not have in-app purchases, to be clear, but was a new way to play with V-Pets in the Digimon world, and I can understand why they've decided to go this route for the new mobile game. I'm not complaining about that element of it, but I am concerned about Bandai's track record when it comes to these free-to-play gacha games. You know, usually just egregiously expensive and also short-lived. So I would suggest, if you are interested in the idea of the game, you know, raising a Digimon on your phone, the sort of thing we've wanted for a long time, then by all means pre-register and download it. I think that hopefully we will get some fun out of it without putting any money in. I know that there will be some people who say, well, if we don't put any money into it, then they're not going to support it, and that's a possibility, but you can see from the track record that they'd rarely support these games for a long time anyway. So just be cautious. You know, if this is your first gacha game, don't get pulled in. Just give it a go, see how we get on, and yeah, I hope it's fun. I hope it's successful. I hope that we can, you know, have a good time with it, but I'm going to remain cautious. So anyway, that's my doomer old man opinion. What's yours? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone, and hopefully I'll be back with another video soon. Take care.